I playfully asked for a wife. Then a vampire war ride landed and said yes. The stars had never looked so empty. Out here, beyond the patrol routes, the human colonies were ghosts of ambition, half-built, half-abandoned, and full of men like me, tired, lonely, and too stubborn to go home. My name's Eli Mercer, maintenance officer aboard the Kestrel outpost. Population, for men, 1 coffee machine, and a constant hum of regret. We were supposed to be mapping dark matter drifts. Instead, we mapped boredom. So when my crewmate Juno joked that the only thing missing was a wife to nag us into cleaning, I, half drunk on recycled whiskey, opened the outpost's defunct colonial matchmaking beacon and said, "Find me a wife. Any species, any planet. Must tolerate sarcasm." Then I hit transmit. It was supposed to be a joke. Until something answered. The signal. 3 days later, long after I'd forgotten my little stunt, the station's sensors screamed to life. A ship, no, more like a coffin-shaped vessel, was entering orbit. "She's broadcasting ancient war code," said Juno, eyes wide. "Vampiric Dominion class. From the old wars." I laughed nervously. "Those things haven't been seen in centuries." Then explain the message. He turned the audio on. A voice, low and silken, filled the control room. "Eli Mercer, your request for union has been received and accepted. Prepare for descent." Juno turned to me. "What did you do, man?" I swallowed. Apparently, I got engaged. The arrival. The ship tore through the atmosphere like a falling star. It landed just beyond the ridge, sending waves of ash across the horizon. When the smoke cleared, the air grew cold, unnaturally cold. She stepped out. Her armor was black glass etched with crimson runes. Her eyes glowed faintly violet, her hair as pale as moonlight. She was tall, statuesque, and radiated the kind of presence that made your blood remember what fear was for. She approached the airlock like a queen entering her throne room. "Eli Mercer," she said, her voice vibrating through the steel. "By the blood accord of Altherian Prime, your summons is binding. I am Seraphine Vera, war bride of the Last Crusade. I accept your proposal." I blinked. "You what?" "I am yours," she said simply. "Body, oath, and blade." Juno whispered, "Holy stars, you actually got married." The war bride. She took over the outpost like she'd always belonged there. Her movements were regal, efficient, predatory. She slept standing up. She drank nutrient plasma from a silver flask, and she referred to the rest of us as servitors. But when she looked at me, there was warmth, or something close to it. At night, when the lights dimmed, she'd sit beside me in silence, her gaze fixed on the stars. "You live alone," she said one night. "Humans are not meant for such emptiness." I shrugged. "We signed up for it." "No," she said. "You endure it." She looked at me then, and for a heartbeat, I saw the exhaustion beneath the immortal veneer, the loneliness of someone who'd lived through too many wars and lost too many people to count. "Why did you answer my message?" I finally asked. Her lips curved faintly. "The beacon you used was once a weapon, a summoning frequency used to bind blood companions during the Dominion Wars. You spoke the ancient formula, even if you didn't know it. I just wanted someone to talk to." She smiled, slow, dangerous, and beautiful. "Then talk to me, husband." The bite. Days passed. The crew avoided her. I didn't. Maybe I couldn't. She trained in the cargo bay, sword flashing faster than the eye could follow. Once, I made the mistake of asking if she missed her world. She froze. "My world burned," she said, "because I loved someone too much to kill him when I should have." Then she turned and left, leaving me alone with the echo of her pain. That night, the alarm screamed again, not from her this time, but from something else. A Dominion hunter drone, ancient and skeletal, descended from orbit, drawn by her signal. It fired plasma bolts into the outpost, tearing metal like paper. We fought back, but our weapons barely scratched it. Seraphine emerged from the smoke, eyes glowing like twin suns. She ripped a panel off the wall and leapt into the fray, blade humming with energy. When she struck, the air itself shuddered. But the drone impaled her through the side before she could finish it. Seraphine, I ran to her, firing until the drone collapsed into molten slag. She collapsed into my arms, her blood cold as ice. You bleed too easily, she whispered, touching the cut on my cheek. You're one to talk, I said, pressing my hand to her wound. Her eyes softened. You should not touch vampire blood, husband. Then what should I do? Let me taste yours instead. Before I could respond, she leaned forward and bit. It wasn't pain. It was heat, electricity, a flood of something ancient and binding. My vision blurred. I saw flashes, her memories, a world of red skies, the endless wars, the loneliness of centuries. When she pulled away, I was shaking. She smiled weakly. Now we are truly bound. The bond. After that night, things changed. I could feel her, inside my thoughts, whispering across the link. When she was near, my heartbeat matched hers. When she was angry, the air around us trembled. You are adapting quickly, she said once, amused. Perhaps you were born for this. I just wanted a wife, not psychic vampire powers. Then you must learn to be both husband and weapon. We trained together. She taught me Dominion combat stances, how to draw energy through emotion, how to focus rage into precision. But more than that, she taught me to listen, to understand what it meant to fight for someone instead of just existing beside them. One evening, she stood with me on the observation deck, watching the stars shimmer. You regret calling me, she said quietly. No, I said. I regret not doing it sooner. Her expression softened. Then you are a fool, and I love fools. The return. 2 weeks later, we received a transmission from Central Command. Unidentified Dominion energy detected in your sector, said the Admiral. Evacuate immediately. We didn't have time. Dozens of warcruisers dropped from FDL like falling blades, Dominion relics, reawakened by her signal. Seraphine turned to me, calm amid the chaos. They come for me, for what I carry. What do you carry? She looked down at her armor. The last seed of my kind. If they take me, they will rise again. If I fall, the Dominion dies forever. She removed her gauntlet and pressed her hand to my chest. You are my bondmate, Eli Mercer. My strength is yours. My life, yours to command. I took her hand. Then let's end it. Together. The last stand. We rigged the outpost's core for overload, a miniature sun waiting to be born. Juno and the crew escaped in the shuttle, but we stayed behind. She smiled at me one last time. You asked for a wife. You got a war. I laughed despite the fear. Guess I married up. As the Dominion ships descended, she drew her sword, its glow mirrored in my blood. I could feel her thoughts merging with mine, our pulse one rhythm. Ready? She asked. Always. We charged. What followed was chaos, flashes of light, the scream of metal, the weight of 2 hearts beating against oblivion. The outpost exploded in a sunburst that erased the night. Aftermath. I woke on a drifting fragment of the station, air hissing from broken seals. The sky was full of wreckage and silence. She was gone. For a moment, I thought she'd vanished with the rest. But then I felt it, soft, steady, in the back of my mind. A heartbeat not my own.